But sometimes they get a little bit too eager to end the game. They get carried over by the emotions, and the game gets completely turned around in their heads because they dove too deep into the enemy base trying to win it while they are snowballing. With that considered, Matilda, told y'all,
And out.
man down.
But just the same, with us reverting to a drafting tempo or pace that's very similar to last week's, you can expect that the Vixana and Novaria are going to be key pickups. Compared to the first series that we casted tonight, that y'all watched, ladies and gentlemen, that was a very different dynamic. Here, expect that those are key pickups. So Novaria and Vixana still open here. Arlot has already been banned out, but Ruby has not yet.
Yeah.
Ruby's having it hard in the metagame, don't get us wrong, but she is still very good.
Yeah. Okay.
There's the Vex.
So this is gonna. I feel like this is gonna be the bait of the Novaria trade.
Yep.
If Novaria isn't banned here, this is gonna be first pick for RSG, Novaria blue, and then Ruby plus another top meta pick potentially. But Joy's also open. I don't want to turn it off.
There's a good last ban right there.
Could it be Ruby or Joy, Leo?
Yeah, you want to play hardball, I'm game. Joy first pick is not out of the question. RSG likes to prioritize junglers mid when they're in blue, but right now I think they would like to keep it for the second picks here, not the second phase, but the second picks. And then they like to flex their own. They like to leave light here to answer late. So I think he's at the very perfect spot here, moving from left to right in the player layout.
Oh, but again,
When I say jungler priority,
jungler priority. It is the Baksha.
there's a box.
Now, something I want you to get excited about, Naisu. With the Novaria and Vixana gone, that means Lilia, Valentina, Faramis, and your Gord rises up in the priority here.
Yeah, I could see that happening if that goes the route, especially if you see Echo decide to take the Valentina instead, right? They could go that route. Again, eyes are going to be on these two, Demonkite and Carl Teasy, as you see them here. There's the Caribbean picked up, and the Ruby, like you guys mentioned.
One of the top picks on the red side. The battle of the MVPs in Season 12. One from Malaysia, Demonkite. One from the Philippines, Carl Teasy. And if you're a new viewer, no, Demonkite is not Malaysian, folks. He was a Filipino import last season in MPLMY. I feel like we're going to see majors here, Leo.
Yep. But which ones? Maybe Aqua picks up the Valentina. Nice ult already on the I'm Offended. Maybe if he actually switches it up.
Huh. That's very similar to Onyx earlier.
I was going to say, he keeps the gourd for later. Second phase. But don't keep your hopes up, nice. So maybe Echo's on and maybe they ban it out.
Echo might know.
Or pick it up too, I don't know. But it's very hard to play the gourd against a lamp like this. Like, there's so much dive here.
Yeah.
You got the buoyancy of the CC, and then you have the deep dive from the Baksha Unite, so not a safe gourd. How do you feel like playing as a gourd against a CC and a Baksha with an Angela?
You know, it's not ideal, but I was also the person that always picked it into the most unideal matchups, right? You just made it work, and that's why I love that challenge so much. And I think, again, any of these players can pull that off. X-Borg, though, being picked up here.
Still a flex. Still a flex.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Interesting. Minus the Ruby pickup on the side of Echo, it's a mirror draft as literally the last game we casted.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So, them banning out the Harith, I feel like there's good housekeeping by Echo. Because RSG, if they ever drafted into the Harith, again, could be a very deathball lineup.
Very good, very good. Harith and Angela, Harith and Baksha even. Like, he can make that Zaman Force really last. So those are long team fights that maybe Echo wouldn't be ready to fight if they do leave the Harith open. What else can RSG choke out here? They can take out mid laners.
Yeah, Lilia. I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. Lilia gets taken out.
Lilia.
Lilia.
Yeah. I feel like they might even consider banning out of Faramis. I mean, it's not going to be the best pickup for Sanji, but could be an option. Ooh,
Paquito.
take out the Paquito.
Again, like when you're banning against Echo, it's kind of tough because like they have showed, like you mentioned earlier, Leo, their flexibility in all these roles that they have. You know, so even in the XP lane, it's a little tough to kind of focus that down, but. Taking out the Paquito is smart. You go ahead and take care of that also because we have seen both it's both these junglers that actually have even taken Paquito in the jungle, right? By the way, I love that he's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta consider that the Angela is still a flex too.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's a roaming Angela in light or a mid Angela in aqua. Very, very possibly either. So that means Echo have to really do their homework. They have to close up those gaps. They're open to the fact that they might be facing off a Brody in the gold lane or a Beatrix.
Oh, Tigreal.
Yeah, the thing with a JP pick. I think they're sort of trying to funnel him into picking up the Roam Ruby, which, in fairness, might actually have a bit of difficulty if she gets caught out in a bad timing by those 3 first picks already. So, understandable.
Wouldn't be surprised if they still pick up the Kaj.
Yeah.
They can still do a Kaj.
So XP lane Ruby?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they will need that pick-off type. But Echo needs more backline access. It can't just be the X-Borg. Unless... Well, we'll see. Valentina, okay.
This is it, boys.
Kaj is still very possible. And so far, there's not much the Valentina can steal. They're hedging on these last 2 picks to make it worth it.
Maybe we'll see the mid lane Angela here, and that might actually be like something like a Roam Minotaur if they want to go full tanky, but they'll be lacking damage.
And it'll take too long. It'll be very reactive.
True.
Not only that, and then gold lane. Like, what is gold lane for the matchup with against the carry?
Beatrix, Brody.
I kind of want to see more magic damage on their side, Nathan, but not
Oh yeah,
Bruno.
of course, Bruno. I keep forgetting Bruno.
Okay. So Bruno, Angela. Will
Is
this be
this
a
a
surprise
flex?
pick? Flex? Diggy? Nah, Diggy Angela a little bit too greedy.
Nope.
I will protect this world.
Oh, Lolita.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Edith.
All right.
I heard the voice and immediately went to Lolita, but
It is the first Edith of Season 13, and that does confirm what the mid lane looks like. It's a roam Edith and a mid Angela.
I feel like this was right, though, right? Because with what I was saying about Light specifically, I think this is exactly one of the picks that he needed to go with because not only can you help peel, but you can initiate quite well. And based off of what we saw from the previous match, man, the combination of Baksha and Angela can be devastating, especially early on against the jungle, right? For Echo's rotation here with whatever Carl Teasy decides to take there. So I'm really wondering. There it is. It's a Barrett's. So Barrett's is picked up. You go a little more durable yourself here.
Imagine a 2-for-1, man. You get ran over by a Baksha with an Angela in it, and then you just eat it up. And you throw it over into the rest of Echo.
All right. When it comes to the draft for these 2 teams, knowing these 2, it's really just gonna... I strongly dislike saying boil down to the execution, but there's so many factors between the 2 lineups that doesn't really have a clear advantage. Maybe we might see RSGPH be a bit more cautious because they're going up against a Barrett, but at the same time, it's RSGPH. Sometimes they don't care. They will pressure you no matter how tanky your jungler is. What do you feel, Leo?
Something tells me RSG has the incentive to go faster. RSG can say, you know what, as soon as Aqua hits level 4, we can go ham. They're not even going to wait for the full-on kit on Bruno for Kusei. That's my take here.
It's a star match of the day. Huge shout-out to our online viewers who are with us to witness this great battle.
Hello.
As our way of saying thank you, watch out for the code that you may redeem in your MLBB app for hero skins and tournament chests.
Again, star match of the day. The returning Demon Kite versus Carl T.Z.
I hope they can hear the drum, so it makes sense.
I really hope the viewers can hear the drums as to why I said it that way. Welcome to game number 1, a classic rivalry. 2 championship organizations, a long-told story. Emblems up in the screen, Leo.
Yep, this is what you come to expect again. But something to note, Master Assassin on Benny Cutie, so he knows that he has to take advantage of the alone time he has with Kusei early on. And, of course, the just ever-present Brave Smite. I'm liking how Brave Smite has taken a spotlight in recent times here in the current metagame. It's so important.
It's a way to also just... I love the XP lane options, for the most part. But, yeah, even the fact that these other roles and lanes and heroes are taking Brave Smite is nice to see that shake up.
Yeah. And how many times have we seen it before in recent memory where, like, the Brave Smite effect comes in
Bravely
at the
smart.
right time, and you just see like a little bit of heal that saves someone or changes the picture of a team fight. No wonder why the pros love picking that up. Of course, skill-based heroes there. Bottom lane again. The thing about CC versus Xborg is just boils down to comfort, mind games, minion wave management. Earlier, we saw a CC push the Xborg more. Now this time, we're seeing Sanford pushing Naz a little bit more forward, but, well, he does have the help of the other members of Echo.
And something to note, this is a Barats without a Matilda. So Echo's engagements have to be with conviction. They have to commit to it. They have to lean hard into it. Because if they lose a fight, that's a fight that they have to start from ground zero to recover from. Because again, the Barats is not very mobile. So if you win, you have to lean into that team fight win, that turn as a turtle spawns.
Look at this, the whole fight for this first turtle of the game. The damage already coming through, though. They get the toss up there as well. Sanford going to be fine, but Naz going to be the one to fall first as the members will fall of RSG, and they just get taken care of by the Express from Echo.
And that's what I'm talking about. RSG have the incentive to go fast. They know that if we take this quick enough, Echo cannot recover. But Echo accepted them with open arms and said, you know what, if we time this Detna's Welcome perfectly, that's a lot of damage, that's a lot of CC that you have to deal with. And that's what RSG felt, and that's what they're reeling from right now. 2K ahead, 3 minutes in, a turtle for the House of Highlights, and that's as clean a turtle take as it gets.
Jungler Punisher. In their 4 games, Echo is the only team that managed to kill the opposing jungler in the first 5 minutes of the game. Something about Echo that makes opposing teams just want to be aggressive against them. And again, go back to the draft. Leo mentioned it earlier. The possibility of the Barret's death and its welcome happening, that's exactly what happened. And RSG, I also mentioned that they're the team that even if we're up against something like the Barret's, we won't be scared. But this time, I felt like they could have been more cautious because that was a massive win for Echo. And this means, honestly, early game for Echo.
And again, a tendency that RSG has, if it's a team fight they were not ready to face in that same way, then it's hard for them to recover. It's hard for them to roll with the punches. RSG is not a team that rolls with the punches very well. When they're ahead, they want to be ahead. They want to snowball on forward. Again, death ball. It don't roll backwards.
Yeah, and even with that, the fact you have the Baksha here, you know, you're trying to rely on these fast rotations and everything else, playing around with the fact that you can have a heart guard available to you. Right now, it's not working out, right, for the most part. And Sanji also picking up the Necklace of Durance is going to help with that sustainability offered by Aqua.
Oh, no.
Look at this. Echo, Leo, as you said, they love to travel together and pick their targets well. They as one. They call it off for now, though.
4 minutes in, around 4 minutes 10, Aqua already has the Flask of the Oasis. But again, because of the lead that Echo built for themselves after that first sequence, going to be tough. RSG, though, Leo, contestable for this one, yeah, but do they have to be more cautious?
I wouldn't. This is very risky. I think RSG, if they are thinking of contesting this turtle, they have to go in a different avenue. They can't face Echo head on, especially with Echo being more than 2,000 gold ahead.
Well, the Raiders, so expect them to go head on. It looks like that's what they're going to be doing here. Turtle half health being worked on now. It's going to get the heart guard here, trying to push them back a little bit more. They get a couple knockups up. Turtle's still going to be worked on. It's Carl Teasy able to get it. Goes down, though. Taken down by Demon Kite. They're on the retreat. Sanji looking for a kill himself as Sanford's able to survive on top of it as well. Demon Kite reinitiates the rest of the team there to help him out. Sanford gets away barely with a sliver of health.
The damage control, the space, and the pure mastery when it comes to limit testing, how far your hero can go. RSG and Echo threaded that needle, showed us exactly what it means to play MLBB in the strongest league in all of the world. That was close. Again, even if you're rooting for either team, you're like, wait, I'm not so sure. It could go the other way. But I'll still give the dub to Echo. I think that was a very worth it trade to give Carl Teasy for the turtle and continue to pressure the map, because for that fight to continue, RSG had to let go of the different lanes. They had to let go of their other resources in farming, put it on pause so that they can maybe get more kills on Echo. But they don't. Sanji
is going to be able to get away. It goes in with a flicker, already using that IMU that he had, a light, using the conceal too, trying to get there in time. But they're just going to call it off for now. Again, a smart try there from RSG, not able to capitalize on it, though.
Yeah. So RSG now showing why they had that Raider reputation. Despite a bad start there in the bottom lane, now RSG are more aggressive.
Once again, they got to work through the armor here from Sanford. They get that taken care of, and they'll make their way down to the rest of the parts of the map. again, it's RSG looking for anything they can, given the fact that they're 3K behind at this point in the game.
All right, gentlemen, before another fight breaks out, I mean, Echo is always just ready to hunt as one. Are we in a renaissance for Valentina? Because we've seen Valentina steal a Puissance and make the most of it. We're so used to Valentina's stealing big-ticket ults like a Divine Judgment, like a Minoan Fury, like a called Altar, rather Netherrealm.
Yep.
And now she's just picking up these utility ults and making them look like $1 million.
Yeah, I feel like also the Terrified teams playing a certain way.
The mobility, the dashes?
The mobility, the dashes. We saw it earlier, the early game damage of the Valentina actually quite hurts. So outside of the big ticket ultimate plays, JP!
JP able to get a pull off. They force the hard card. Sanford can go into the last insanity though. Bang! In trouble, gets taken down. RSG wants the fight back. They want the kills here. Now it's quite low. Has the vengeance popped. Sanford now on the run. It's JP the one to fall. Light takes wheels to the face and he'll fall in the mid lane. It's a bloodbath between both teams, but Echo will start up the turtle.
2 for 1 and an eventual turnaround. Echo taking the last turtle of game number 1. Was it not Echo who actually won a world championship off of the principle of the box? And now they're redefining what it means to have a box. It's a mobile box. Anywhere that JP goes is a kill box for Echo. And RSG have to deal with that. Yep. Yes, RSG are very sustainable. They have an Angela, they have a Baksha, they have a CC, they have an Edith that has an extra life bar when she hits her ult. But when it comes out to boxes, it's so hard for RSG to actually answer something this aggressive.
Yeah, we also saw that box again. Echo really making the most of their abilities, but RSG as well. They know they have turnaround capability off of the ultimate of the Edith. But one thing that might have been a great thing for Echo was that right before that, Carl Tizzy actually got to complete the Radiant Armor, which meant that he got to survive longer against the, well, let's be real, respectable magic damage that RSG can dish out.
That's right. Kusei and Nats aren't quite there yet when it comes to damage output. Yep. So Carl Tizzy can just say, you know, I'm just walking up. You guys aren't ready for this. I just need the defense from Aqua, the defense from Light, and weirdly enough, from Demon Kite. It's actually Demon Kite who's the biggest threat to the Barats on Carl Tizzy right now, and he's just almost single-handedly with that Radiant Armor made it not matter for at least a couple more minutes.
So now RSG need to watch out for that. Don't be too overly reliant on that turnaround capability. If they can target other members, I know teams would want to focus on getting down the jungler as fast as possible.
Oh, no.
But we've been seeing the other members of Echo become a problem for RSG as well. Invade by Echo, who gets a purple buff.
Again, pretty big level lead here that Carl Tizzy has. So he wants to continue to put the pressure. Demon Kite's going to be fine. It gets it, the retreat. But we're 17 seconds away from that Lord coming up here. We'll see if RSG can kind of handle this lead that they're working against with Echo.
Good news, bad news for the Raider country. Yes, Demon Kite did win that Retribution battle, forced one out from Carl Tizzy too, and secured his purple. Bad news is this first Lord that just spawned right now, lower quarter of the map, not going to be as easy. Not a good contest for RSG still. I'd like to think if RSG don't lean hard into this or at least set up a push-off map like in the long lane right now, but I wouldn't do that against Stanford right now, then they have to play for the defense. They have to understand that this is a 5K goal lead we're staring down. Yeah, there's very little contest.
Very true. If this is an all-in by RSG for some reason, incredibly risky. Huge gamble. Echo just... They look comfortable right now. But let's see. The Raiders will try, Naito. The Raiders will try.
Sanji holding on to his own hard guard as well. RSG gonna have to force their way into this Lord pit if they want to. Conceal play gonna be used. Demon Kite rolling on through. He's gonna find JP. Huge knockup though. Nas is gonna get the hard guard. He's looking for the target. Carl Tizzy's there. JP flickers out. They're gonna get whittled down quite a bit.
Here we go!
From the Raiders, but the fight back comes back from Echo. They're all low here as RSG looks for a kill, and Demon Kite gets the Lord, and now it's Naz quite low. He has to get out of dodge as they chase him down. Echo on the run. JP with a little bit of help from Last Insanity will not find the target, but they clean up Demon Kite. It's a trade for 1 for 2, but RSG gets the objective.
The first big dub for the Raiders, the Kingslayers. Make use of that window, that opportune moment that the Lord knocked up 2 members from Echo and said, you know what, it's go time, we're leaning hard into this, and without that, I dare think that this would have gone Echo's way. Without that, I think it would have been so much harder for RSG to win that fight. But right now, Echo are reeling. Echo are thinking, should have we really taken that fight? Should have maybe called off much sooner? Because they lost so much on that, and they actually have lost the map. Look at this, it's blue!
Again, this is what RSG does. Even though it looks like, why are you doing this? Why are you even trying? They will try, but they will succeed. And what a turnaround there. The sequence of events, Demon Kite stopping JP after the conceal, Light's entry with the flicker knock-up, then as you mentioned, the knock-up by the Lord.
More importantly, I think they accounted for the Lord knock-up. Because even if Demon Kite stopped the jump onto Kusei, I think Echo would have still won the fight there because of just the firepower output, right? The difference in the net lead. But with that Lord knock-up, it closed the gap. It gave RSG maybe 2 more seconds of extra hits, free hits.
Yeah.
That made the difference.
That's the Raider energy that I feel like Naisu, one of the biggest reasons why I became an RSG fan. The what?
BRE.
Big Raider energy?
Yep. That's
right.
It seemed like it was orchestrated.
Yeah.
It's as if they walked in with saying, yeah, we're going to get the Lord to knock him up. Check this out. And they did.
Well executed. You know, again, that Lord knockup itself was detrimental to the Echo's game plan for that one.
I'm waiting to see what the Lord difference is, like how much they close the gap here. RSG after that take, and 3,000 gold,
3,000.
not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad. It will not fully reflect here in the net difference now. Again, 2,000 gold still. Significant 2,000. But just the same, I think it's in the map that you'll see. They actually lost all their tier 1 and 2. Echo just has 1 standing in mid. But that aside, the power of the Angela now to play cross-map, the rotational speed of one Baksha now matters for RSG. More now than ever.
Yep. It becomes a big macro game now. Of course, these two teams known very well for their micro, but they have also got a reputation for themselves being able to play around objectives so incredibly well. Who controls the map better? The flow of minion waves you have to watch out for here in this scenario. And of course, the positioning of everyone, really. Sanford actually, the Halberd.
He's had it. He's had it. Demon Kite, Aqua, y'all are too much now.
Yeah, there's going to be one painful X-Borg, and I get it. I've played a few X-Borg games myself. I love that item in an X-Borg. And again, you're up against a lot of healers, so makes sense.
Yeah, they got to deal with that. Again, that's kind of playing a part too. I'm still wondering as well, what we see Sanji grab here. Earlier he had the Heart Guard himself, so he's going to have to find the one that works for this fight.
Great positioning here by Echo, it looks like, but RSG, it seems like they read it. Do they know? Potential death drop on the side of Echo. A big conceal play.
Huge long bush control here. I don't know if RSG knows. I don't know if Nat spotted that. Yep, now they do.
Sanji, very cutie step out. I wonder if they call the bait here. Minion wave a little bit. Again, Angela's not here because he can just use the ultimate to get into the fight just in time.
Oh, but also key here for whatever RSG is doing right now. Aqua's not showing himself. He can push this lane. He can actually just go in there and make sure the wave hits Echo's inhibitor down bottom, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's his information economy at its finest.
Waiting for the hard guard. Nas, I don't think, saw the members of Echo go into that shrub. He does see Sanji clearing up the minion waves. Lord, they're going to go for it.
Fourth of the health they go. Heart Guard going to find Nats. They're going to go for it. I'm offended on top of it. Trying to keep it together, but Demon Kite will get the Lord. Can they win the fight? Kosei still alive on the backside, firing up. JP in trouble. Sanford Immortality going to be popped. Flickers over the wall. 2 down for Echo. Demon Kite on the hunt alongside Light. Light going to go in. JP trying to keep them together. Will play the sacrificial lamb. Go into the turret, but will fall. RSG comes out huge.
Amazing positioning from Kusei. Kept that bush and kept him out of harm's way. A lesser jungler, or rather a lesser gold laner would have just said, you know what, all in, let's go. We got all the CCs. But Kusei said, I'm going to hold my ground and play. He was an artillery cannon hidden amongst the bushes, and there was nothing Echo could do.
Incredibly unfortunate as well. Echo took that fight, or maybe RSG started that fight. Could have been slightly outside of the range of Carl TZ to be able to Retribution the Lord away. All I know is Demon Cat was in a much better position to be able to retrieve that safely. Carl TZ was too busy gobbling someone up like this.
Trying to gobble up Light, gets Immortality through. They're going to deal with the Lord here. The pull comes through. Demon Kite going to be the one to fall. Echo fighting back, holding on to what they can.
Now the good thing about everything so far, RSG, yes, the map is blue. Looks so much better for them. 7 towers over the 3 broken by Echo, but the gold lead, non-existent. It's even Stevens there, Leo.
That's right. It now comes down to execution, comes down to communication. And again, I could have sworn Echo was not going to let what the First Lord did to them happen again. And correct, yes, they actually learned so much better. If anything, it was Echo who tried to orchestrate the Lord knock-up moment that RSG used and leveraged against them earlier on. But now, in comes the wild card, in comes the X Factor. Y'all forgot Kusei, man. Y'all forgot that Kusei was actually protecting himself, farming up to the point where you just don't see him for 2 or 3 seconds. Gets free hits on y'all, gets them balls in your face, and it's over. And that's what happened here.
Yep.
Huge trades, RSG currently winning. I think maybe this time, even outside the Lord, I think better yet, even before the Lord spawns, they have to commit to hunt down Kusei. Hunt is 1. I don't know how they'll do that though because they're not very mobile. Rotational speed, they 2 out of 5 at best. I'm being very optimistic.
Yeah. Well, when you look at the lineup of Echo, one of the things that stops that mobility, I feel like, is the presence of the Detonus Welcome. You want to fight around that. Sort of like becomes another box. While RSG, this time they can move their box a little bit more better as the team fight goes on.
Exactly. Echo, lethal box, very strong, but they move an inch at a time. RSG, they're on a freaking Ferrari, baby. They're so fast.
A little bit faster. Will it be lights out and away Echo goes, or will RSG continue this speed? The Express has been stopped. Something wrong with the wheels of the bus. They ain't going round and round. As RSG running circles all over Echo every team fight. Again, you mentioned it earlier, Aqua hiding himself well. Lights initiations have been great.
Kusei hiding himself well.
Kusei hiding himself really well.
So good.
Now, I know you're the RSG boy here. Naisu, have you seen anything on the side of Echo that you feel like is noteworthy?
Most noteworthy thing at this point of the game, Sanji's holding on to that CC ultimate, and this also is up to JP, I feel like, for this fight, right? He's going to have to land that combination that we see so often from Ruby. And you can see, too, Benny Cutie staying top side for a little bit longer here.
Yep. We're waiting to see if Echo, at around 15, 20k, they'll do their typical hero turn. Will they commit into it? RSG look like they will.
There's the conceal. JP looking for his own entry point. Gets the Imel Feather on Demon Kite. Goes in, taken out. Naz has the heart guard. Can he keep them at bay? Vengeance uses well. Lord, though, gets taken by Sanji. Now they have to battle it out. Light's going to be the one to fall. It's Echo in Express mode. Sanford goes in with a flicker, tries to get Naz's immortality, but can't get it. And they make a beeline for the bottom side.
Sanji, what was he doing? It was off camera when he hunted down Kusei, but no matter what bush you're in, you're not going to be safe from his Valentina. And now they're going to break into the base.
Oh, Naz, immortality going to be popped here. He's going to get taken down. Heart guard comes through. Base Racer, not Echo. It's going to work on the Crystal. They have everything they need, and they will take game number 1.